11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's going on, people, and welcome on into Unsportsmanlike Conduct. And apparently, real quick, as we go here, message just popped up here saying we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. The issue may be on Facebook's end. Thank you.
All of that is just
all right. So we're live here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, episode number 109. I am Farace. I am Steve. I got Timmy T, the OTC over here, who's about to make history.
This hasn't happened since 1997.
Pulling a ravishing Rick Rude, going to attempt to jump onto two shows at the same time, probably on YouTube. I don't know if we're on Facebook right now, to be honest with you, but we're on YouTube for sure, and we'll see about that. Timmy, what's going on?
I'm ready. I'm ready to make some picks. Let's get into the dog days. And if I fall,
look who's joined us.
If I fall asleep by any chance, just block me out. And
we'll scream at you.
Because this 5 o'clock stuff is for the birds.
The gang was two of us were here last week, and the other one was out doing all these shenanigans. And was it last week or the week before?
No, you guys weren't here last week. Dave and I held it down.
Week before. Sorry.
Greatest 5-hour extravaganza the world has ever seen.
Yes,
ratings were through the roof, even in the middle of the night. It was absurd.
It was amazing. Like five. See, I knew when you guys started, and then I don't remember what time I looked, and I was like, "Who's live? Who's live on the airwaves right now?"
Record.
It had to be a record breaking, right? Because the Marvel one that you guys did, and you weren't part of the team yet, but the Marvel one that you guys did was about 4.5.
We eclipsed the 5-hour mark.
Here, wait, listen.
What's going on?
He's going on.
Oh wait, let me pull up the feed on my other screen. Hold on.
I have never seen the Crow Salvation. I am protesting the fact that you watched the Crow Salvation.
Oh, listen.
No, but Ed, I'm just saying something's happening right now. It has not happened since November 17th, 1997. Do you know what happened on that day?
November 17th, 1997. I don't know what happened November 17th, 2024. Shit, no. I got nothing.
That was the night that Ravishing Rick Rude appeared on Monday Nitro and Monday Night Raw at the same time. Because if I turn this way, we are live on Unsportsmanlike Conduct at the same time.
What's up?
That's right. We're doing a double live show today for all the people out there, and I have to make history once again. But I will say this. Before, Steve,
don't let Ed go because really quick.
He's saying
for our picks for last week. Ed. Holy shit.
I will jump over to that when we're wrapping up here.
Oh, he says he might jump on when he's done.
16-0.
16-0 last week, huh, Ed?
Wow.
I had a 16-0 week, it's true, and in my office pool, same thing.
Nice.
Wow.
How much money would that have been?
Did not win.
Wow, he finished in a 3-way tie, 16-0 in his office pool, and did not win.
Wow, that sucks.
And this is why you should parlay our picks every week.
But real quick, I'll let you guys finish your show. I just had to make history. 1, 2, Superman finale was fucking phenomenal. It was outstanding.
Nice, yeah, we saved it actually. We want to wrap up the Arrowverse.
So I said, you guys do that because it was great. I watched it today. It was a tearjerker. It was great, and yeah. So Ed, if you have time afterwards, come on and let's argue some football nonsense. And I'm ready for the next Jason movie. Let's do this.
Sunday.
Got it. Later, fellas.
Sunday.
I think him just telling us that sometimes you run the gamut.
All right.
All right, that was
history has been made.
Moment, baby. History. All right, so we're gonna make some 16-0. Tim, Dave finished in last place at 11-5. That's how predictable the week was.
Didn't the rest of us go 15-1?
You went 15-1.
Oh,
Timmy and I went 14-2.
Oh, okay. So I was near perfect right there.
You were very near perfect. Your only loss was the Cardinals, and for me it was the Falcons and the Ravens, and Timmy, Bengals Ravens. The Ravens screwed both of us.
I think I'm pulling a Tim right now, and I'm just having a mush on the Cardinals. If I pick them to win, they don't win. I think this is the second weekend. I think I've lost like 3. No, last week sucked, but the week before, I lost like 2 games, and one of them was the fucking Cardinals game. So
listen. Timmy's had some mushes over the years. you might be joining them.
Well, the Titans were the worst. The Titans were the worst ones.
The Titans were the worst ones. Man.
I think I was 0-16 picking the Titans that year. 0-17, whatever it was.
How amazing. All right, so we'll get into some of the stuff that happened this past week over Thanksgiving. We'll get into our world famous Week 14 picks. Kind of glance over something going on in baseball, little maybe record-breaking contract over the next week or so. And then we'll maybe touch upon a little bit of basketball. But and of course, as we do every single week on the show, we'll look for blowouts. And I think I already saw one earlier. I think the Heat were up by what, 28?
I think it had gotten up to 33.
Jeez, over the Lakers in Miami. That brings a smile to Timmy's face. All right, all that right after this. Soto, high fly ball. Number 18 has just secured. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. That's it, All right. Welcome back in, everybody. Well, so I want to start off with just the news that came out today from the NFL with Mr. Aziz Al-Shaair, who landed that disgusting, nasty hit on Trevor Lawrence. Basically sending him packing for the rest of the season. Got put on IR today, and will likely miss the rest of the year. Clearly, getting into the slide. Clearly, room for him to not do what he did. He got suspended originally for 3 games. He appealed it, and they come back and they uphold the suspension. A couple things out of this. No matter what, I know you try to defend your guys, but there's really not defending what he did. And kind of D'Amico Ryans was kind of trying to back him up and talk about, and then the GM was talking about how a great guy he is. Yeah, he must be wonderful, wonderful member of society. And he might be, who had a bad moment, but he's been fined time after time after time for either violent hits, illegal, or face mask penalties that just almost yank a dude's head off. And so
he hit a guy like 6 yards out of bounds. So
yes, I forget how many fines that he's had, but right before we went on, our friend took to Instagram and put this up on the gram. Let me see if I can pop this bad boy up here. What did they do here? With all the... There we go.
I forgot to mention. I don't think the 5-hour record is a record. Isn't every one of our Christmas shows still have the record?
Oh crap! We have to look at the Christmas shows.
Did you have a 5-hour and 15-minute Christmas?
I think it was close to 4. The Christmas shows.
And what about the Marvel
But
extravaganza?
That one was like
that's-
4.5.
That's one we got to
Pushing
look
5.
at.
Yeah.
don't worry though, we're breaking the record tonight, guys. Going for 6.
All right, let's look what our friend had to say. He says, if you want, so not sorry at all about what he did. If you want me to be your villain, I'll be your villain. Middle finger. See you soon. And then he's got a series of pictures, one of himself, one of his cleats, one of the Joker. And then a quote where he says, there is a beauty in being rejected, misunderstood, unseen, and unprotected by people. Unprotected. Really? You said that while this guy was going into his unprotected slide at that moment, and you nearly killed him. It teaches you to rely on Allah for everything. So it doesn't seem like he's very remorseful. That didn't say remorse to me. Timmy, your take first on it. I was gonna show it, but I'm not gonna do that.
You should show it.
Pretty bad. And any time you hit somebody and the arms go up and the head attempts to rise and then the guy just lays there for 5 minutes is no bueno.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously he was, like you said, there's no defending the hit. Lazy, definitely on purpose. I mean, there's no reason for it right now. On the other hand, I mean, the only way to stop this from happening is to not allow the quarterback to run. So you can't have your cake and eat at the same time. Can't do it. Quarterbacks have to learn what to do, when to do it, and how to do it correctly. And these linebackers got to understand. You mean you're gonna, first of all, never mind the fines, never mind the penalties. You kill somebody doing something like that. I am of the old school. I will always say I'm of the old school. I see both sides, but when it's a blatant, obvious hit to the head the way that was, there's no defending it. I mean, it's just stupid. I don't understand why he thinks he's, not the villain. How can you say that?
You want me to be your villain? I feel like it started last week. And
Yeah, so I feel weird. The hit was okay. Let me start with this. Let me preface the hit. The hit itself was vicious. It was uncalled for. It was late. Anyone who says like, "Oh, he didn't have time to pull up," I agree that the slide was late. However, if you look at what he does, not only does he make sure that he gets the arm in there, but then he follows through with the arm all the way to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, he had a chance to pull back a little bit, and if he pulls back, he probably gets a flag, but he doesn't get ejected. He doesn't get suspended. There's not a brawl. There's a number of things that he could have done differently. It doesn't change it. Now, I say all that about this particular hit. There needs to be a penalty flag on quarterbacks for fake sliding or sliding late, because it is becoming way too normal. And I know Patrick Mahomes is the originator, but Josh Allen does it pretty regularly, and there's a few others that do it, where they will act like they're going into a slide, wait for the defender to pull up a little bit, and then they take off again and get extra yards out of it. Or they're dancing along the sideline, they wait till the hit's about to come, and then they just step out of bounds real quick. And it's unfair to the defender in that situation. Now, again, I'm not defending what Aziz did, because he was clearly wrong and it was late, and the follow through is what did it for me. I think Lawrence could have slid a little bit sooner, but the follow through is what makes it unforgivable. Like if he doesn't do the arm follow through, or even the driving of the arm on the head and neck down to the ground, then you can maybe defend it a little bit. But with all that extra stuff, it didn't matter what happened after that. Well, Tua would have died, Melo, so it wouldn't have mattered. Tua would be dead. They would have charged the man with attempted murder, or I guess second-degree manslaughter or something. No, I feel the same way. And besides, Tua does a good enough job of running his own head into people. He doesn't need other people to run into his head.
That's entirely accurate.
They have to come up with a happy medium, because remember, who was it this year with the Giants? Was it against Jaden? Wasn't it against the Reds? He had Jaden Daniels in his grasp and then just let him go because he was afraid. That's not fair either. They got to come up with a system. Either blow the whistle sooner, or come up with something. Because like I said, we had that happen to us this year. Was it Jaden Daniels? I'm almost positive it was.
I think it was Jaden Daniels. I do think it was Jaden.
I would like to think it was Dexter Lawrence. Had him in his grips and just let him go because he was afraid. He was going to get a penalty. And what happens? Well, the guy fucking throws the ball 15 yards down the field for a first down. They got to fix it. They got to fix it.
Do you guys think the suspension is long enough? It's 3 games. What do they have? 5 games left. Them.
He's never been suspended for. He's been fined, but he's never been suspended before. Correct. I
Correct.
believe that's accurate. Okay, so then I think it's fine. 3 games is fine.
Yeah.
And then the GM comes out and says, "Well, it's dumb that you're suspending him now, and you didn't. Basically, that you hadn't suspended him before. Like, why were you so lenient until now? Like, I don't get.
The worst argument possible.
It's terrible.
Hey, I killed 2 other guys and you didn't catch me. Why are you catching me this time? What the heck?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. All right. So, I forget who it was. They argued that he should be out the rest of the season because Trevor Lawrence is going to be out the rest of the season. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just
but Lawrence. See, but it's okay. So this is a misconception. Lawrence is not being put on IR and being out for the season because of the hit. He's going on IR because he's there. He's electing to have the AC joint surgery for his shoulder that's been bothering him. That's why he's going on IR, missing the rest of the season. I saw a few people say this today. Oh, the hit took Trevor Lawrence out. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Stop. Trevor Lawrence elected to have the surgery.
It could have. He might be saying that. They might be saying
no,
that. But
the NFL clears these guys way too soon. He would have been back. The NFL, he would have been cleared by tomorrow. He would have played this weekend if they would have let him. No, I mean the come on, let's be real. Like the NFL's concussion stuff.
Our Neighbors was almost 2 weeks.
But Josh Allen can get knocked out in the middle of a game and doesn't even get pulled for
back in. He was fine. Don't worry about that.
They don't care. They don't care about these guys.
Oh well, that we know. That we know. But all right. Other suspension. There's another suspension out there, and that is Mr. Deontay Johnson gets suspended from the Ravens for refusing to go into the game. Refused to go into the football game. Refused to go to the football game. He was sitting by a heater most of the game on the sideline. Since the trade, he's got 1 catch for 6 yards.
And he's only played like a handful of snaps.
And what's up, guys? Yeah, he's only played like 30 some odd snaps. He didn't play that much? I think I read 35 or 36. And then what's his name went out? Bateman was gone almost the entire second half, and still he wasn't there.
Well, that's what they're saying. He elected not to play, so he has played. Where's the snap count?
1 game suspension.
I'll find it here in a second.
Okay, yeah. So they're on bye this week, and then he'll be on suspension next week because next week they play the New York Football Giants and don't need any extra receivers.
39 snaps in 4 games, none of which came this past week against Philly.
Oh, look at that.
Can you imagine back in the day a wide receiver refusing to go in the game and having imagine going to tell like Dick Buckus, I'm not playing. Why? I don't feel like it's cold. He'd beat the living shit out of you right in the sideline.
Or 2 linemen will grab your ass and toss your ass on the field.
I that's just me. I think he should get suspended worse than what's up, Steven? He should get suspended worse than Algier for that bullshit.
Yeah, 1 game suspension, and the 1 game is against the Giants. They probably just line up Lamar and Derrick Henry against our total defense and break through. Yeah. All right. So those are the suspensions for today. And
just to be clear, the Deontay one was team initiated, not
Ravens
initiated.
Yes, definitely Ravens, and they were non-committal about him being on the team going forward. Which, I mean, you don't really have to say anything.
The fact that they suspended him and didn't just cut him means he'll be on the team.
Well, they did already start talking about cutting him before or right after the suspension and getting a compensatory pick. We'll see what happens. So, Mr. Ant, you got a little game for us. I hear.
Yes, some running back stats I wanted to look
Heard
at.
it through the grapevine. Are you make me sad here? Is it a sad thing?
No, I just saw this the other day and I figured it was something that needed to be discussed.
It's gonna make me sad. All right, let's pop it up on the screen here.
All right, so the names are blurred out. You have rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, total yards, total touchdowns, and yards per carry for two separate players here. Okay, two separate players on the list. Which player do you prefer? Simple, easy question. Which player do you prefer?
Nothing, and come on now, nothing is easy with you with these.
Nothing, no other information given.
Okay.
Which player? Let me rephrase that. Not which player do you prefer. Which player do you feel is better?
They're not. They're running backs, not quarterbacks who run.
These are both running backs. Yes. Their listed position on an NFL roster is running back.
I'll go with the top one then.
Dave says who had more carries, and
the
Mr.
bottom,
Guy,
the bottom one has more carries.
Okay, bottom has more carries.
Oh no, I take that back. I'm sorry. That's incorrect. The top one has more carries. I'm sorry.
Top one has more carries. Guys, yeah, we mentioned Trevor Ant brought that up. Trevor's late slide and the potential for Anthony's new rules. We maybe that's a new start. Let's just design our own rules for these, which feels like baseball is trying to do. We'll look at that later. But the Trevor slide late, Ant proposes penalty.
And just further information on these two running backs, they both entered the league in the same year, and they are both still in the league.
Well, I mean, based on that, I don't care.
I mean,
that he has more rushes. It's not much less efficiency. So, I mean, for obvious reasons, I'm going with the top one.
Yeah, I'll go with the top one.
Okay. Does anyone take any guesses on who these two players are?
This is a
career.
Saquon and McCaffrey.
These are career numbers. What was that? Say that again, Tim. I didn't hear you.
I said one's probably Saquon to shove it in our face, and the other one
is not. One is not Saquon. One is not Saquon. One is not Zeke either, as Melo has guessed. It's not Zeke.
Zeke, are you kidding me?
I will say one of them is Christian McCaffrey.
That fat tub of shit, Zeke.
One of them is not Zeke.
A fat Ewok on steroids.
I think
not the good steroids, the bad steroids.
I think Zeke's career yards per carry is too low to have made this list.
Most overrated player in fucking NFL history.
Every year his yards declined.
I won't quite go that far, but
every year his yards declined. Douchebag.
Well, he did have like 6,000 carries in college, so. and then proceeded to get like another 1,500 in his first couple years in the league. So Christian McCaffrey is one. No other guesses for the other one.
Derrick Henry.
No, it's not Derrick Henry.
Good guess to me.
That is a good guess, but it's not Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has more touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
No idea.
Okay, so the other player is Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is the player on the top. Christian McCaffrey is the player on the bottom. I know Melo looked up the stats. That's why it took him so long for it to split out another guess, but that was good. I'd already said it by the time I saw his comment. Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are the two players. I just found this very interesting because their careers are looked at very differently. And before anyone wants to bring up the argument of McCaffrey is a different player in San Francisco, since he got to San Francisco, blah, 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 go look at Alvin Kamara's numbers when Drew Brees was still the quarterback in New Orleans, and then let's have a conversation.
They were insane.
Correct. They were stupid. Stupid numbers.
Forget about it. Fantasy was insane.
Yeah. What's really funny about this is that these numbers, and what's the funniest thing about this is that Alvin Kamara has never had a 1,000-yard rushing season. He's also only had 3 seasons over 200 carries. So that's another thing.
So how many catches? What's his top?
The catch numbers are different. He opened his career with 3 straight 81 catch seasons, followed by an 83, 47 in 12 games, 57 in 15 games, 75 in 12 games last year, and then 59 thus far this year. Catching numbers are through the roof.
Yep.
I just saw these stats, thought it was interesting. The games played are a little bit different. As well as the touch. Kamara does actually have more. Does he have more total touches? Hold on. He does have more total touches than McCaffrey, But you also have to take into account that Kamara did have a large chunk of time in his rookie year where he actually didn't play. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 games his rookie year that he counted as being active, but essentially amassed like no numbers. So just throwing that out there. I saw these numbers, thought it was interesting, figured I'd share with the group. One of these players is looked at like the greatest running back of all time, and the other one is Alvin Kamara, who's just looked at as a good quality running back. And in actuality, their situations are probably eerily similar. And I kind of wonder what Kamara's numbers would be like if he got to play on a team like San Francisco.
Yeah.
You have to also take into account that Kamara has spent the last, 4 years on a basically irrelevant Saints team, whereas McCaffrey has spent the last 4 years with the Niners. So
they had their 2 games this year. They had their first 2 games this year where they're very relevant. Saints.
They looked like they were going to set some offensive records, and then didn't.
and then completely did not.
Did not.
The blowout of the game of the night that we usually look at, the Heat have closed out the Lakers by 41.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Love it.
134-93. Any other? Boston's up by 13 over Detroit. Brooklyn's
game's
up
over.
by 12.
Oh no, it's not. Shit, it's not over. Disregard. Sorry.
We did this last time. You did that same shit to me last time.
It just showed final, and now it says 2:40 in the fourth quarter. I don't know why it did that. It said final, and then it changed.
I definitely just had flashbacks to that.
My ESPN's funny. I don't know why.
All right, let's get into some.
I was gonna say, did you want to linger on the NBA for a little bit? Maybe look at some early season standings.
I was gonna save that for after. Let's talk a little football first, and we'll jump into the NBA and our 4-0 Knicks in the cup. The cup. We want the cup, baby.
I'm telling you, the games were actually really good last year. I was totally taken back by how good the cup goes last year.
I remember.
Who won the cup last year?
The Lakers, LeBron.
And who won the NBA championship last year?
The Celtics.
That's all I care about. That is all I care about.
You guys may have more NBA titles, but you do not have more in-season cups.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm gonna burn my stuff now for that.
There's one stat category you guys are trailing the Lakers in-season cups.
You guys suck.
Oh well. I was gonna make a really poor comment right there, but I kept it to myself because Christmas is coming.
Well, and then you would have to go through another class.
That's right. I don't want to take another PCP fucking class.
So based on the fact that last year was the first year for the cup, obviously we're going to need to stack a couple of years before we can really put some.
Wait a minute, we have to figure out. You can't stop calling it the cup. There's only one cup, Stanley Cup.
I agree.
They got to call it something else.
We agree.
The in-season championship, the ISP, the Internet Service Provider,
the fake trophy,
the ISP, or the ISC. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. No, what I was gonna say though is Steve had mentioned the Knicks are 4-0, so are the Bucks. Several teams are 3-1.
The Bucks have won 7 in a row. They're losing tonight at home, but they've won. Doc Rivers got them boys back in shape, baby.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. Has anyone thought about how awful the East is?
Yeah.
Because I don't buy Cleveland at all. Like, it's great that they've started out hot, but I don't buy them one bit.
Yeah, but then now they lost 3 out of the last 5. They were 15-0.
Yeah, but those are their only 3 losses too. So
well, I know, but look what's going on here. All right, the cup bracket, and what's the next step here? The quarterfinals.
Well, what I was getting at with the cup though is when you're going to need to see a few seasons of this to see how the championship, the in-season champion, actually does fare in the rest of the season before we start really putting stock in it. I think it's going to be very important for the NBA at some point to have someone win both in the same season, or else people are going to really start to discount the in-season champ. Like, for instance, if you have a team like the Lakers win last year and then they get bounced. They got bounced in the first round last year or the second round?
Mm-hmm. First.
It was the first round, right? It was the first round they lost. Okay, so if you continue to have teams win the in-season cup and then get bounced in either the first round or don't make the playoffs, people are going to extremely discount this thing. So they're gonna need
More so than before it started.
Exactly, and they've got to build off it because they had a great motive. They had great momentum last year. Like a lot of people were really into it. A lot of people were surprised. Like, hey, this is actually really good and entertaining, and I like the cool looking courts. That's a great point, Melo. But they didn't win it, so no one's going to remember them. No one cares about who lost. If you, in the great words of the legendary Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. So
truer words haven't been spoken. No, I agree with you. But it does make the beginning portion of the season more entertaining, if not for anything else. So the quarterfinals start December 10th. So next Tuesday, it's going to be the Bucks as a 1 seed versus the Magic, Knicks and Hawks. Oh God, we go with this douchebag again on the Hawks. And then the West is Thunder and the Mavs, Rockets, Warriors.
Does anyone want to make any in-season championship predictions?
I'm okay with the Knicks winning it this year. I just didn't want them to win it last year because I didn't want the Knicks to be the Lakers. I didn't want that to happen.
I think this is the kind of thing that a team like the Rockets is going to really, really get up for. And I like they have a good, very talented young roster. I could see a team like them winning it.
I could see that. I could see the Thunder. I could see the Bucks to make it another laughable.
Yeah, they win it and then either miss the playoffs by like 2 games or lose in the first round. I could see that.
Completely miss the playoffs. How great that would be! That would be funny. All right. So I'm sorry, Timmy. Boston's out. I know you're.
I'm sure Timmy's very heartbroken about this.
I'm heartbroken.
They're out
until they go back to back for championships. I won't give it.
Okay. Guyan's talking 4 quarters. Dave talking Warriors come out and play. Guyan's Rockets are sneaky good. Yeah, very talented.
They are. I agree.
Young team opposite of James Harden. All right, let's get into what happened I never changed the background. That's fine. Week 13 in the NFL, Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving Day was Snooze Fest. Was it Snooze Fest? Timmy?
The Lions-Bears game was good. Lions-Bears.
Well, we were talking about that middle game that it was the nap game. It was already announced.
That was the nap game. Didn't change anything.
Before didn't change.
It was the nap game.
That was
the
like
NFL was very nice.
You know, and as much as I love to make fun of the Cowboy fans and the Cowboys and everything, they were so hyped up with Cooper Rush as their quarterback, and to beat up on the shitty ass Giants. They were so hyped up. So I was like, good for you guys.
And now renewed hope in Dallas because they beat the Giants.
Yep, renewed
Congratulations.
Hope. They're not fucking making the playoffs.
That's what the Giants do. They renew hope for everybody. Look at Carolina. Look at
Carolina. Look, they've been good. They've been good since then.
Even if the Cowboys do make the playoffs, they're going to lose by 2 touchdowns in the wild card round.
Yep.
Whoever they play is going to beat them by 2 touchdowns. You're telling me they're going to go? So they would be one of the lower. They would be one of the lower seeds. That means they're either going to Philly or Seattle as of right now. Imagine them having to go to Philly because they'd probably be the last wild card. So they really, basically they're going to Philly or Detroit, assuming Philly doesn't overtake Detroit, which a lot of people think is possible. So they're going to Philly or Detroit in the wild card round. They're losing that game by double digits,
for sure. No,
they might lose it by 3 touchdowns. I'm trying to be nice and say it's only 2, but they might lose it by 3.
12.5-point underdogs. That's what's
That's insane. Why would anyone root for that? Hey, we made the playoffs, guys. Thanks.
They get your asses beat.
Well, okay, and you mentioned the Lions kind of like struggling to the finish line here in these games. Bears, Lions win. They were favored by 9.5. Win is a win. Dolphins, Packers, and $771 million. That's a big number.
Yeah, I told you guys how this was going to go. I don't know why anyone didn't listen to me ahead of time. I bet the Packers. I picked the Packers. I made money on the game. I was happy. Oh, by the way, I hit a really nice parlay over the weekend. I don't think I sent it in the chat. I should have.
No, how dare you? You just share that shit.
I should have. I don't know why I didn't send it. And I missed another parlay by one fucking touchdown, which was very upsetting. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So I had, so this is funny. So I'm making this bet Sunday morning, and I'm clicking through player props, and I'm also clicking through like money lines and spreads and things like that. Apparently, I had clicked the Bills money line and didn't realize I had left it on my bet sheet. And then I picked one game to do a same game parlay. I picked the Cardinals game. And so I had Kyler Murray over passing yards. His passing yards mark was 226. He finished with 260. Marvin Harrison, 57.5 yards. I had over. He finished with 60. Justin Jefferson over 81.5 yards. He had 99. James Conner over 47.5 rushing yards. He had 68. Trey McBride over receiving yards, 96. I'm watching the game, and it came down to the Vikings' final drive. Justin Jefferson over under 81.5 yards. He had 81 yards. They get the ball. They're trailing. I'm like, perfect. He's going to catch one pass, and I'm good. I think it was the third play of the drive, 18-yard pass. He gets to 99. I'm over. I'm like, beautiful. I just want 100. I just want some money. I go back and look, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I left the Bills on the bet sheet for the money line. I was still pretty confident the Bills were going to win. But I was like, oh, man, now I got to sweat out Sunday Night Football, which I sweated out for like 3.5 minutes, and then the game was
exactly. Exactly. I had a couple of things go wrong for me. I had James Cook and McCaffrey because of the snow game. I had them both 65 plus yards, and McCaffrey promptly left the game real quick. So that went to shit. I also put the Bucks in a parlay. So I did spread. I did a 4-leg spread parlay. Rams 2.5, Eagles +3, just in case. Bills -6, Bucks -6, and that's what the Bucks did. This is your Baker Mayfield. Gotta go to overtime, and only win because Hubbard freaking fumbled the ball. Can't cover.
So here, the one that really disappointed me was I had a plus 30,000 touchdown bet that I lost because of Gus Edwards. I was very upset about that. Gus Edwards was my anytime touchdown scorer. That it would have paid out at plus 30,000. I won't give away the exact numbers of what I bet, but it would have been a nice hit if I had hit it. To miss that by one touchdown was very upsetting.
That would have been taxable money.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay. They take the taxes out up front. Uncle Sim, take your taxes. Get the fuck out of here. Give me the rest of the money.
You would have got that thing in the middle on your screen. Here's a form. Fill this out.
Oh, I don't. That's fine with me. Honestly, I got 3 kids. That would have helped me on my tax return at the end of the year. I'd have been more than happy to give them some tax money. Have that down.
It's a quarterback league, right? Win-loss record goes to the quarterback.
Is he talking about Baker? He's talking about Baker?
Yeah.
They still won, and I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to win the South.
Well,
the Falcons are falling apart rapidly.
That's
Kirk Cousins. You would think that a quarterback coming back from injury
going to get you that.
You'd think a quarterback coming back from injury would like progressively get better throughout the season. I feel like Kirk Cousins is doing the opposite. He progressed better for like 5-6 weeks, and then he's like getting worse now at the end.
Yeah, but he's going to get 500 yards this week. Revenge game.
No, he's a stationary target against a Brian Flores defense. Good fucking luck with that one.
All right, Chiefs win
that
again.
means I get first pick I get the first pick of the week.
You get first lock. Chiefs beat the Raiders. They figured it out. Did it again. False start versus illegal formation, illegal shift. Hey, listen, this is what it is. Out there.
Listen, it keeps happening every week. Something's wrong.
Mad Dog. One of the things that he was mad about today I don't know if you ever watched that segment. That great segment, but he starts screaming and yelling about what he's mad about, and that was one of them. He was like, "Oh, Roger Goodell, give us a call." I didn't know he had the referees on speed dial. It's like, oh. Got a referee coming in with a false start. He's like, but then you want to call illegal formation. The difference is false start. You could just accept. It's not an accepted decline. It's dead. There's no fumble. He's like, but the other one, oh yeah, Goodell, yeah, give a call. And then the other guys were like, no. And he was like, he hates the Raiders. He wants the Chiefs to win. He loves Mahomes. So he's like, I like Mahomes too, but I didn't know he had a direct line.
So listen, while I too love to play conspiracy theorist every now and then, let's be real here for a second. Couple of things. One, Roger Goodell does not hate the Raiders. They play in Las Vegas. That is a market they love having a foothold in. And number two,
the Davis family.
The exact same call happened in the Denver game, was it? There was another game that literally had the exact same play happen, and it was called the same way. And it's because that's the correct call. It's not a false start. It's a illegal formation.
Yeah,
which is not a dead. Because I don't understand why it's not a dead ball penalty. That's a separate issue.
That's a whole nother discussion.
That's a totally different.
The difference is false start. Guys get set and then move quick. This was just like,
Steve, you keep the bottle under the desk so you can just reload during the show.
I saw you finish your drink and then I saw you look up. Like, how am I? Like, can I just do this on air? Yeah. Go.
I don't have it under the desk though. I wasn't thinking ahead.
That's right.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed now.
Come on. Yeah, you gotta.
I'm very disappointed in myself right now. I'm like, oh my god, I just finished this 40 minutes in. What the fuck am I gonna do for the next minute? However long.
Guys, I keep my bottle right here. I mean, come on.
That or the peach tea.
That's right.
Oh my god. I'm very disappointed in myself right now.
So Chiefs, 13-point favorite. They win by 2. Everything's a gambling thing. Vikings, as you were saying, Ant, you become the mush for the Cardinals. Vikings beat the Cardinals, and that was part of my little parlay. Texans beat the Jags after killing or nearly killing their quarterback. Colts, the Patriots are always just right here. Dave went with the Pats again this week. Mr. Gines wants to know, and what's in the bottle, bro?
Tequila.
Tequila.
Just tequila. Nothing else. Straight tequila. Trace, I will. Do we allowed? Do you show your bottle? Do you speak about what you drink?
Everybody knows I drink whiskey. I don't know if they.
I know you drink whiskey too, but what is it? You just drink Jameson?
No, well, it just depends. I'll usually get. We're not being paid or sponsored here, but I usually get the big Jameson. You see, I'm running down a little bit low. But then I'll always look to try a new whiskey when I hit the liquor store.
Do you stick to like Scotch whiskeys like Jameson, or do you mix it up?
I can mix it up. But Irish is my favorite.
Irish whiskey. Okay.
All Irish whiskeys are hit the top of the line.
See, I'm the opposite. I prefer just regular whiskey bourbon, like in that area. But I've been on a tequila kick here for a minute now, and
you sounded excited when you talked about pouring the glass, and yeah, so it's a tequila whiskey Mountain Dew night.
Diet Mountain Dew, get it straight.
That's all right. My bad. I was the only one who picked the Falcons to beat the Chargers. Didn't work out for me. I would have been 15-1 too. Also, no.
Well, then I wouldn't have been 15-1,
which would have made it even better.
What sucks is I went back and forth on that fucking Cardinals game for a minute before I picked the Cardinals.
So you're saying that not moving backwards to 14-2, but you could have gone 16-0.
I should have gone 16. It's my own fault. I should have seen that coming. The Cardinals have choked in every meaningful game they've had this year, aside from beating the Niners, which I guess is looking less meaningful because the Niners kind of suck. They
stank. Joey Burrow, according to Ant, he is Batman. He is also Timmy T's boy.
Did you hear about this? Did you know why I posted that, right?
Yes.
You heard about okay. He bought the Batmobile. He bought the tumbler from The Dark Knight.
Super.
He spent the $3 million.
2.9 something.
He is everything I want in a quarterback.
I could not agree more. Could not agree more.
Okay. Timmy, one of the questions on First Take today was, should Joe Burrow get a free pass this year? He got 20. I thought it was a stupid question to begin with. He's got 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, Against the Ravens, I think he's thrown 9 touchdowns and lost both games. He's putting the offense is putting up like 30, 34 points a game, and they stink because the defense is awful. How do
If
you
they
not give him a pass this year?
Of course he gets a pass.
30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, by the way.
He can bang all his teammates' wives and he still gets a pass in my eyes. Are you kidding me? I don't care what anyone says. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. There's 2 MVP candidates in my book right now. 2. Josh Allen.
I know
and
who's
Joe
not one of
Burrow. And Joe Burrow. Because Joe Burrow has the things he's done with that team, considering how bad that defense is absolutely remarkable. He's kept them relevant at least. Maybe not in the winning column because the defense is so bad, but he is absolutely out of his mind playing that well.
Well, and your boy Stephen A was, talking towards the why should we give him a pass type of thing, and he said, well, he hasn't come up big in moments, but
fucking games are they watching?
Mad Dog went nuts on him. He was like, how could you say, like, he said he's putting up 34 points a game and losing 38-34. He puts up 42 points, they give up 45. He's like, there's no way. The offensive line sucks. Higgins has missed most of the season. Running game has been meh. And yeah, he's throwing he had that one fumble, but it's insane.
He's putting up his best touchdown percentage of his career at 6.7%. His next closest is 6.5. He's putting up his lowest interception rate of his career at 1.1%, which is fucking minuscule. He's also completing or has a success rate of 51.7%, the highest of mark he's ever had in his career. He's 7.5 yards per attempt. 8.3 yards per attempt, the highest of his career. I don't know what more you want him to do. He's playing out of his mind. If he had half of a defense, they would be like 10-2 right now, or 11-1, or some stupid number.
It annoys me when they're having these conversations. I'm like, mention it. Like, what happened to Patrick Mahomes when he had no offensive line? Right?
Patrick Mahomes was still like top 3 in the MVP voting up until like 2 weeks ago, or in the odds race.
Yeah, but now he's like he fell way back.
He's fallen finally.
Rightfully so. I mean,
he should have fallen before. He didn't have comparable numbers to anybody, and he was still like second in MVP odds. I will argue about the Josh Allen one. Josh Allen's having a great season. I'm not debating that. Statistically speaking, he is not having an MVP season. I say all of that to also add to this. Josh Allen will win MVP, and it's because Lamar Jackson won MVP last year while not having the best passing numbers of any quarterback. That's why I think Josh Allen will win MVP.
If you literally take Josh Allen out of that team, they're 0-15 right now, whatever.
I think their defense has been surprisingly good. I don't know that I trust them come playoffs, but I don't know that I wouldn't say that they are that bad. Their running game has been really, really good. Really good.
Nobody expected the Bills to have this record.
No.
At this point, it's.
I won't debate that.
And they started off and they struggled, right? And they have a couple bad losses or a couple losses early, or maybe it could have been one loss early that everybody went ape shit about.
Did they?
Who did they lose to?
Their losses this year are to Houston and Baltimore. They were back-to-back. They started 3-0 and they lost back-to-back games to Baltimore and Houston. They got blown out by Baltimore. They lost 35-10.
That's what it was. So they won the first 3. Weren't expecting a lot, but then they lost the next 2, and they said that they were falling back down to where people thought that they were going to be a couple games over 500. But obviously they've far exceeded that.
Do you know that they've only had 200-yard rushing games from a single player this season?
Yeah. Josh Allen, both of them?
No, James Cook's both of them. James Cook's been pretty good. He had a little stretch there where Ray Davis became a thing, and he kind of fell off, and then he came right back to form.
Yeah. The Steelers. So Mr. Tomlin over. Did you see after the game when he was taking off the microphone? So he was mic'd up.
Shut your ass up.
I don't know who it was, but he's taking off his microphone on the side, and a player's behind him. He was like, "Damn, you were mic'd up." He was like, "Shut up," and he kept on walking, and then he kept on talking, and he was like, "Shut your ass up." It was so funny.
It's their offensive tackle. It's Broderick Jones is who it was. It was
Yeah.
Broderick Jones, their first round pick from this year.
That's it.
Their
So
right
that was
tackle,
funny.
sorry, starting right tackle.
And then the Steelers, who people were like, "Oh, you can't win scoring 18 points a game," are not scoring 18 points a game. Scoring. Well, it was the Bengals. But the Steelers win again. Seahawks beat the Jets. Jets got off to that lead. I was a little concerned that Rodgers might get a victory, but Seahawks win. And then
Never lose confidence that the Jets will blow the game.
you know what? Who was it? I don't know what I was listening to. Might have been Simmons and Sal, but they were talking about how great would it be if the Jets announced during the Aaron Rodgers segment on Pat McAfee that they were releasing him.
That would be hilarious. That would be.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said about being in the media? They asked him on the Pat McAfee show. What's his name? Asked him about,
I don't. I used to listen to all of his weekly segments. I don't listen to any of them anymore.
It was.
I've just gotten so tired of hearing his thoughts on fucking every topic imaginable that I refuse to listen to them.
Well, this you'll be happy about, Timmy. And what he said was, after football, no, we will not see him in the media. We will not see him at all.
And you believe him.
I know.
This is the same guy who did a Netflix doc about his off-season retreats. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, Enigma.
This guy's a fucking attention whore to the max. Get out of here.
He said maybe in 4 or 5 years when I go back to Green Bay. Maybe he's thinking when he goes into the Ring of Honor or whatever.
Witness protection program for robbing the Jets blind.
That's so good.
And
Leonard Williams was one of those. Was that with that pick that he took down the sideline, pick 6. Titans lose to the Commanders. Rams beat the Saints. The Bucks we talked about a little bit. They beat the Panthers in overtime. Much improved Panthers team. Much improved Bryce Young. It looks like so. Sometimes okay to get benched for a few games. Sometimes okay and as in baseball, you get a pitcher gets sent down to the minors and comes back up and plays much better.
I forgot which podcast it was I was listening to, but they were talking about how Dave Canales had been, how when they benched him, their plan was always to bring him back, which, by the way, I think that's half bullshit because there's a lot of trade rumors. But they talked about how Dave Canales, when they benched him, started spending extra time with him, like really trying to work with him on understanding the offense, knowing what to do and stuff like that. And they also said that one thing is that Canales really tried to work with him on getting his confidence back. When he played for Alabama, he played with a certain amount of swag to him, which a lot of these quarterbacks have. As you see, like with basically every good starting quarterback, they have a certain arrogance to them, and it's warranted. And I think it's necessary. It's not quite on the level of like what NFL receivers play with, but it's something. It's a confidence thing. They have to have that, and I think you're starting to see that again. Him realizing like, hey, I was actually good at this stuff. Like I can do certain things that a lot of people can't. And you're seeing the benefits of it on the field. And you're seeing the benefits of it on the field with a team that is still largely not that good. Like their weapons are very mediocre. Mm-hmm. They have a couple of young guys that look interesting.
That Adam Thielen catch, bro.
Adam Thielen out of the retirement home into the end zone.
One-handed catch.
That was a beautiful catch. Adam Thielen apparently is just going to play till he's 1,000 years old. So it doesn't matter. But no, it's interesting how much of a turnaround it is for them as a franchise. Whereas if you think about how we were talking about them in early October, we're talking about a team that looks rudderless. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have a quarterback. Where are they going? Blah, 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 blah. Now, all of a sudden, hey, the offensive line's actually not bad. Hey, look, they have 2 really good running backs under contract for a long time. Hey, look, Bryce Young looks like he can be a thing. While they don't have a true number 1, hey, look, they have some decent receiving options. And, now they're going into an offseason with a ton of cap space where they can go sign a T. Higgins, maybe a player of that caliber that, okay, let's give Bryce that go-to guy. Like, hey, I need 6 yards right here. Where's T? Give him that guy and then spend a bunch of resources on defense. And all of a sudden you're competing in a very weak NFC South. It's interesting.
All they needed was the Giants. That's all they needed.
He's looked good against other teams too.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
no, that's a Kickstarter. That damn,
It was like
that's a
Giants-
Kickstarter.
The Giants get quarterbacks their confidence back. This is what they do.
And now,
He's back.
Poor
I mean,
sexy.
I mean, Baker Mayfield's doing the Tommy thing. He got his confidence back after he
That
played
was
them.
pretty funny. I'm not.
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
come on.
There was a heavy critique on Baker Mayfield with that, using too much elbow. It's more wrist.
It's
actually,
more
than-
wrist.
than
You got to do
elbow.
more wrist. Yeah, it's true.
That's how I knew that you guys
That's a
had truly put on
gabagool.
the season when not a single Giants player reacted to that.
or Cutlets. He was like, "What? What's happening?" Cutlets on the sideline looks like just that typical Jersey Shore Italian,
No, but
Italian goof.
if we can segue to the Giants, I'm sure Dave is going to get really happy. So, third quarterback of the year, same exact goddamn results.
It's shocking.
I'm beginning to think this wasn't all Daniel Jones's fault. Not that
First
I'm
of all,
not that I'm
first of
defending him.
all,
Not that I'm
Timmy.
defending him.
No, you're not. No, but in the chat on Sunday, that man said, "Poor Drew Lock on a play."
Poor Drew Lock. No one's ever said poor Drew Lock ever.
He said it. He said it. That was the troll. That was the troll for sure.
I mean, Drew Lock came in. I mean, people were expecting 40 points right off the bat, 3 touchdowns easy. Nope, he looked just as lost as the rest of them.
Nope. And Neighbor said it after the first game. Guess it wasn't the quarterback.
And the teams are not happy. They are as far apart as could possibly be as far as the team goes because they are not happy how the Daniel Jones thing was handled. That was strictly also from a money thing. They just saved themselves a shitload of cap space for next year. But yeah, it's not it's weird how you got the 3 quarterbacks, exact same result.
I've said this several times.
Did he?
I've said this several times. I'm going to mention it again. You have to fire Dayball and Shane. You have to fire both of them.
Listen, Shane is getting the more people watch the Hard Knocks, he's like complete incompetence.
They both have to go.
God, that whole Timmy, I know how you feel about the Saquon thing, but just the discussions that were had just makes him look so stupid now. They were even considering offering him $7 million. Like,
but the fact is they're not showing that. I said they're not showing what happened the 2 years before.
Yeah,
that's why he's coming off as such a douchebag.
Yeah,
which I completely agree with.
Melo and I touched on this. I think their biggest mistake was the year that they tagged Jones and they refused to talk extension with Saquon. That was the mistake because they just tagged him. They extended Jones and then they just tagged him. They didn't, and he said it, and they've more or less have said the same thing. There was never really any serious extension talks that offseason. That was the problem. The following offseason, there may or may not have been. It sounds like there was an offer there. How much or how little it was. The rumor sounds basically like the exact same amount of money that he's made over the last 4 years, or that he's going to make, over the 4 year stretch that it would have been. So it doesn't sound like it was a huge difference in money. And from this past offseason, it doesn't sound like they really offered him anything. Which he has said, and they have not refuted, which tells me that, that's all you need to know. What I'm getting at, though, with the saying you need to fire both. Look at what the Chicago Bears are going through right now. Okay, this is a franchise that for the last 4 first-round quarterbacks they've taken have allowed the lame duck head coach to stay for the rookie year for no reason, for no apparent reason. There's no reason those lame duck head coaches should have been allowed to stay for the rookie year, but they allow the lame duck to stay for the rookie year, and then they start this cycle of cycling through GM and head coach, and then now I have a new GM and a new head coach who didn't draft this quarterback. They're not attached to him. I don't really like him. Let's move to someone else. And you keep going through the same thing. And it's been like that with the Bears forever. You do not want to get into that rotation. Hire a new crew, bring them in, let them draft the quarterback. If they choose to draft a quarterback, because I'm not going to automatically guarantee you guys draft a quarterback. If they choose to draft a quarterback. The other thing that we talked about on Melo and I's 5-hour extravaganza, if you guys say you guys have the first pick, who are you taking?
Trading it.
For what?
I'm trading it.
To who?
I don't like any of these quarterbacks. None of them.
Who are you trading it to?
To someone who wants fucking Shadur Sanders. That fucking clown and his father.
Raiders.
So the other thing
Raiders
you
gotta
have
fall
to think
back a
about here,
couple
though, is that realistically the Raiders are going to finish with the second or third pick, though. And if the Raiders genuinely feel that you're not going to take a quarterback, why on earth would they trade with you?
Why is Gettleman my boy? Don't fucking start trolling me. He was never
Troll.
my boy. The fuck are you talking about? I'm actually offended by that comment, Melo.
I
Fucking
believe
my boy.
we've all called
that
him
was-
the walrus, didn't we? Was he the
That
walrus?
was one thing him and I discussed too, that really a lot of the problems that they're kind of really paying for right now are because of the Gettleman era. I still think there's some questions about, like, so they said when they extended Daniel Jones, they didn't have the money to extend Saquon. We went back and looked at the cap numbers. They very clearly did have the money to extend Saquon and just chose not to. So I still blame the front office for that.
I mean, but that was obvious when he said I don't want to seem like a dick offering $7 million. They were never close to it. They were never close, and now these running backs are those running backs that got kind of got screwed the previous time around. All got paid and are showing that there's some worth out there. They're worth something.
Oh, yeah. Well, the three big free agent running backs are all on winning teams right now: Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and Saquon. So,
Derrick Henry.
But the reason I brought it up, I know Tim said it. Tim said he doesn't trust Shedeur, and I kind of agree with him. What about Cam Ward?
I love Cam Ward.
I love Cam Ward too, but are you going to spend the first overall pick on him?
No.
No.
That's the whole point.
You're going to spend the second overall pick on him?
No, I'm not.
And then the final question, are you going to spend the third overall pick on him?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm trading. I'm
trading.
So
Melo, I don't think there's a trade to be had there, because the way the draft's going to fall, I think the teams that need a quarterback are already going to be ahead of you. Like the team that's the most likely to take a quarterback is Oakland or Vegas, excuse me. And they're going to either draft ahead of you or right behind you. And I don't think they're going to trade with you. The only other options you really have that are like legit, hey, we need a quarterback, is probably like the Saints. And that's about it. There's really no one else. Like, if you go down the list, the Patriots aren't trading for a quarterback. The Panthers aren't trading for a quarterback. The Jets, who should trade for a quarterback, they're the Jets, so they won't trade for a quarterback. The Titans, Will Levis is on this little heater here the last 4 games, and I think it's going to be a good enough heater to end the season that they're not going to trade up for a quarterback. Cleveland is another team that maybe they trade for a quarterback, but they're so locked in on Deshaun. I don't know. I don't see how they can afford to give up more draft capital to try to come fix their quarterback situation. It would just set the roster back way too far. And then you go down the list. So then you have Bears, Dolphins, Cowboys, Niners, Colts, Bucks, Rams, Cardinals, Falcons. Like, you run out of teams very quickly. Like, your teams for quarterbacks this year are literally the Giants, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Saints. And that's pretty much it. And so, like, when you say they're going to trade because the team wants a quarterback, I don't think the trade market is there. I really don't. I don't see it.
Well,
the first pick this year is completely useless then.
Well, what's the funniest thing about all this is that if Jacksonville ends up with the first pick, they're not going to take a quarterback, and they're going to keep the pick because they're going to just take Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
I essentially, Melo and I got into this, though. I don't know that I would take a quarterback. I think Melo said it, and he stood by it. And I after looking at it more and more, I think I agree with it. I think this is probably not the year to take a quarterback. The only thing I hate about that is then you risk not being in a position to draft the quarterback you want next year, which everyone's obviously going to want Arch. And if you play this season out without taking one this year, and you finish with the 3rd or 4th pick next year, no one's trading that pick. Like, there will be a team. Even if a team that has a quarterback gets the first pick next year, I think there's a possibility they move on from their guy to take Arch.
The Giants, like, depending, that's why it doesn't matter. The Giants will do whatever it takes to get Arch Manning next year.
But no one's trading that pick, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
A lot of articles. I know you're saying nobody's trading the pick, but there's a lot of articles out there that are talking about trading. I know that you are in this moment where you feel that you know more than them, but we'll see what happens. I know you feel you don't. I know, but
I listen to enough stuff with enough people that are plugged in the NFL, and they're all saying the same thing about.
Yeah, but how do you know the Bucs don't want a quarterback?
Because they have Baker, who they just paid, and they have an affordable amount of money for next year. He's played great this year. There's no reason to draft a quarterback.
Great.
Not to mention, Not to mention the Bucks right now, they pick 16th. The draft capital alone to trade up to 1 or 2 to get a quarterback is astronomical for them.
I'm just saying, you never know. There's always someone out here who wants the number 1 pick to make a splash.
You're seeing the like. Don't get me wrong. Like these trades used to be very common. Almost every year we used to see quarterback trades. Someone would trade up to go get a quarterback. They have become less and less frequent over the last decade, really. And if you think about it, you can probably count on one hand all the quarterback trades we've seen over the last decade. And it's really been, you had the Jordan Love trade, which I don't even really count because it happened at like the end of the first round, and it was only like a 3rd and a 5th round pick, I think, if I remember correctly, between the Dolphins and the Packers. You had the Trey Lance trade, which blew up in their face. They essentially gave up 3 first round picks for nothing. And you have the Bryce Young deal. And that's really it for the last decade. You don't really have any other massive because I think Carson Wentz now is past the 10-year mark, right? That was the last one, was the Carson Wentz trade.
Trubinsky,
before that.
Because the Bears did it twice, don't forget.
But the Bears moved up 1 spot. It was like a 3rd round pick they gave up. It wasn't anything meaningful.
All right. We wasted a lot of time there.
Bryce Young was the last one. Sorry, I went on a tangent about the quarterback. Because Melo and I spent a lot of time on the quarterback thing, and I figured should bring it up on here. I agree with what Tim's saying, though, that this is not
just cost us some time for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. So we're going to go into our Week 3 picks now. Week 14 picks now.
Week 3. Where are you?
Backwards in time. Wishful thinking, I guess. All right. Week 14 picks. Thursday Night Football. Amazing game. Best Thursday night game of the year? Packers at the Lions. No.
Oh, I lied. Yes, I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking it was last week's game. I don't know why. Yes. I'm.
See, I went back
had
to
a
week 3.
very long day at work, and I had tequila for dinner. So.
All right. Just Ant, you got the first lock, obviously, and then it is me, and then Timmy, and then Melo gets the last lock pick. So keep that in mind, Ant, while you're going through here. Lions have been your.
I don't have to get my lock now, though, right? I can wait.
No. Yeah. All right. Packers, Lions. Lions are a 3.5 point favorite. Timmy, I don't even have to ask. I don't think, right?
No,
or do I?
I'm riding the Lions out, baby. I'm riding them out.
Go with the Lions. Ant.
Yep, I'm on the Timmy bandwagon with Detroit.
That means Dave's going with the Packers.
Yes, it does.
He's definitely going with the Packers. By the way,
yeah, he is 100%.
I'm going with the Lions as well. Melo, you're gonna put your picks in now? You'll wait till Sunday morning. There it is, Packers. All right, revenge game, fellas. The Falcons head to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Kirk Cousins heading back to his former home. The Vikings are a 5.5 point favorite here. Ant, we start with you on this one.
Minnesota. He can't move. Brian Flores' defense is going to tee off on him. I think it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
If you think the Michael Penix calls this week were loud, I think they're going to be even louder next week.
And then they'll be chanting for Cousins back.
I think I like Penix, so I don't agree with that.
Oh, okay. Timmy.
Yeah, Vikings.
Melo? Looking down there. Melo? Vikings. Clean sweep. How sweep it is. All right. The much improved Carolina Panthers head to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles are a 12.5 point favorite. Eagles all around?
Eagles all around.
God, I would love the Panthers to win.
And there's my lock.
There it is.
There's my lock. Eagles over Panthers. It's
green.
A home game in Philly. They're not losing at home to Carolina.
Hope they lose. Hope so. All right. Next up, the Browns. Did I want to know how many yards Jameis Winston throws to his team and how many yards he throws to the other team. If we add those two together, he might get 500 yards passing. Might, yeah. Did Saquon buy Sirianni another year? The Giants bought Sirianni another year. Don't because there's just gonna be
Just
misery.
saying.
There's gonna
They
be a
look
lot of
really
misery
good right
here.
now. We are on a complete
misery.
NFC collision course between Detroit and Philly right now. And this is why that number 1 seed, it means something, because that NFC title game being in Detroit as opposed to Philly is a huge difference in how I think
I will
that
root
game
for the
could go.
Lions harder than I've ever rooted for the Lions ever in my life.
They look, both teams look really good right now. I still worry a little bit about the
Tim.
Eagles passing game, because I think what gets really lost in the shuffle with the Eagles right now, their passing game has been actually really bad over the last
How about
several weeks.
shuffling their feet during the tush push? How about that? Huh? How about a little? Huh?
If we slow down snaps, 99% of offensive linemen jump the snap. So I don't want to get into that. I forgot
Not
what
as
someone
obvious
sent me. Someone
as
sent me a
what-
replay the other day of a great block made by an offensive tackle, and it's funny because the replay starts with the offensive lineman jumping the snap, and it's like,
Hey,
great.
listen, you gotta get the upper hand some way, all right?
I like the way you just totally changed tone there in the same sentence. It's a false start. Hey, but you got to get jump however you can.
Hey, listen, it's the Eagles, all right, buddy? Don't. Browns heading to Pittsburgh, play the Steelers. Steelers 6.5-point favorite here. I feel like maybe there's another team out, another guy out here that can go 16-0 based on these first few games here to get past that Lions game. I'll start with the Steelers. We all going with the Steelers?
Steelers.
I cannot believe that they're now putting up all these points. Melo saw this coming because of let Russ cook. There it is. Clean sweep. Jags at the Titans. Who's quarterback for the Jags?
Not Will Levis, that's for sure.
Who's quarterback for the Jags, you said?
Yeah.
Mac Jones. Who?
So
Mac Jones.
Bill Simmons on his show this week said he swears on his life that Mac Jones was good the first 3 months of his career.
No, oh my God.
He said, "I swear." He's like, "I swear to you."
Hard to listen to Bill Simmons. He's such an idiot. He's
No.
such a homer. So
Yeah. But you should hear what he says about the new quarterback. The new quarterback can do everything. Best rookie quarterback ever in the history of the New England Patriots. He's fired up.
I like Drake May a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. But even Bill Simmons makes me sick of Drake May.
The thing about Simmons is he says this stuff about the Patriots, and a couple of years ago when the Patriots took their turn, he was like, "Oh, I guess this is what I get for 20 years of dominance or whatever." And then of course he's
just for reference sake
talks about the Celtics.
Just for reference sake on Mac Jones, he started his career 1-3 and was 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in his first 4 games.
He's like, I swear. He's like, I don't know what happened to Mac Jones. I swear, for the first 3 months,
he was never any good. The fucking defense was good. He had like 2 good games his rookie year.
He certainly never beat a team in the playoffs. Any team in the playoffs, right? Mac Jones.
He got blown out by Buffalo that year in the playoffs. They beat New England 47-17.
Yeah, it was payback for all those years that Patriots ran up the score. All right, getting back to this.
Did you see the graphic of the AFC East champions over the last? I think it's like I forgot how many years it was. I think it's 25 years. It shows all the AFC East champions over the last 25 years, and it's just like Patriots, Chad Pennington Dolphins year, Bills, or Patriots, Bills. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Hey, you don't need to win the division to win the Super Bowl, right, Timmy? Jags, Titans, 3.5-point favorites here. Timmy, you start off with you. And your former mush.
You know who it is.
The Titans.
You know, I'm going with Will Levis, baby.
The Mayo, baby. Ant.
I agree. It's the Mayo.
It's the Titans. Dave also says Titans. This is great getting Melo's picks before Sunday at 10 a.m. Next up, the Raiders head to play the Bucks. The Bucks are a 6.5 point favorite.
Did you intentionally skip the Dolphins game?
No, I got that coming down. This is in the order of Hard Rock Bet because that's where when I pull the.
Oh, that's weird
I
because the
pull the-
Dolphins is a 1:00 game also. That's why I was wondering. Oh, I see what you're
yeah.
saying though. Oh no. Well, I don't know. Go ahead, continue.
I just go in order. I don't know what order. No, but all right. Is that the last 1:00 game? I think maybe. Anyway, Raiders Bucks 6.5 point favorite. I will go with the Bucks. I don't know if I was my turn to start, but I will not be taking the points. Although I probably should. Bucks for
Raiders
Timmy.
play good this week. Bucks as well.
Well, if they would have gotten their
the East.
if they would have gotten their they're playing a bad defense, so the East he'll probably put up some good numbers. Next up, the Saints go marching into MetLife. Timmy, Saints are a 4.5 point favorite.
Saints.
Timmy got the Saints. And who you got here?
This might be your guys' last winnable game for the rest of the season. Just throwing that out there.
I'm still saying the Saints.
I really want to pick the Giants. It's an East Coast game. The Saints don't usually travel well to those East Coast games.
This is me playing the role of you as a Dolphins fan. Don't do it.
I'm just.
We all know what's gonna happen.
It's interesting. Didn't they put Dexter on IR though? Right.
Sure
Dexter's
did.
done. Okay, give me the
Dexter's
Saints.
done.
The last defensive player that cared. So yeah, him and Aziz both went on IR. So no one on
And the
defense is trying
sexiest.
anymore.
All right, next up, the Jets head to Miami to play the Dolphins. Dolphins are a 6-point favorite here. And
1, that spread is too high. 2, I'm still going to take the Dolphins reluctantly.
that's another thing I cannot stand about Simmons. When they do the guess the lines and he loses a game, he says, "Oh, that line's stupid. That line's too high. That line's too low.
Automatically.
That line sucks. They don't know what they're talking about."
Yeah, but he spits out some horrible shit sometimes. Like, didn't he have the Vikings-Falcons game as like -1 or some shit this past week? He's like, Vikings by 1.
Maybe.
And Sal's like, no, it's 4.5. I had 4.
And then you know what? Sal's 100% correct. Every single 1.5 point line. I don't know if we have any this week. I don't see any. Every single one has flipped to 1.5 the other way by the time the game starts. 1.5. That's the magic. That's the magic thing. And I'm the reason why I'm noticing it so much because I changed the lines on Sunday morning to right before I post. So there's been so many times where it's been 1.5, not so much anything above that, but has flipped. Timmy, Dolphins for you as well.
Yep, Dolphins for me.
Dolphins action. Wow, look at Melo breaking from the Jets for a little bit. All right, this is the all important one, Ant, for you. Your mush team, the Cards. Seahawks at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a 2.5 point favorite here. Let's see if the mush is in full effect. Who you got here?
I'm gonna put the mush to the test one more time. Give me the Cards.
Go with the Cardinals.
I don't believe in Seattle. They're really not that good.
No,
Neither are the Cards apparently, but
definitely not consistent. Either of them. I'm going with the Cards also. Home team, Seahawks. Not looking like the juggernaut they were last year. Timmy,
I'm going Cardinals also.
let's see what Melo's got, and we'll move forward to continue on. Geno Hawks, he says. What would happen next time the Seahawks play the Bucks? Dave won't know what to do with himself. And Dak is at the game.
Could be a playoff matchup. Could be a playoff matchup.
It could be. That'd be good. Next, you got Buffalo. The Bills, after that snowy victory and the Josh Allen touchdown, passing and receiving touchdown, head to at Los Angeles to play the Rams. The Bills cross country are 3.5-point favorite here. Timmy, don't wish that on me, Melo. His heart is torn.
Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo, Timmy.
Yep.
All right. Ant.
I also am taking Buffalo, and I don't understand why that line's only 3.5.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it was a Monday night game, and they're light years ahead. I don't know. All right, Bill Simmons. Have fun. That's what I said countless times. You guys attacked me. Just trying to, I got
Melo
called
attacked you.
Eberflus. Yeah, I got called Eberflus out there. He got the Bills too. All right. Next up, the Bears head to my preseason pick for the Super Bowl. No longer a viable option, I feel. 49ers. The 49ers are a 4-point favorite here. This at this point of the season of all these injuries, Mason go out too?
Yeah, Jordan Mason also on IR.
Yeah.
Isaac
So
Rendo's the guy, and they claimed Israel Abanikanda off waivers from the Jets.
Thank you.
Which means that Israel
wanted to remember
Abanikanda
that
is
name,
going to
but I
have a
wasn't going
100-yard rushing game by the end of the season.
Yes, to propel a fantasy team into the playoffs or win the first round. This feels at this point with this, it feels like a pick'em game for some reason for me. I don't know. I'm going to go with the 49ers because the Bears are the Bears and the 49ers are at home. Timmy?
Same reasoning. Just because they're home, I'll take the 49ers.
Isn't that crazy? At the beginning of the year, would anybody have thought that anybody would say, just because they're home, we'll pick the 49ers over the Bears?
Yeah. There were some of us that thought that. Oh my God. I hate this game. This is the game I feel the least confident about all week. I'm gonna pick the Niners. I'm gonna pick the Niners. I'm gonna reserve the right to switch this on Sunday morning when I panic.
All right, so we'll wait for Melo's, but the next game is finally a sign that Vegas is like, all right, the Chiefs ain't the Chiefs from 3-4 years ago where they're blowing people out as 12.5-point spreads and 21-point spreads, and they'll cover. No, now we got Chargers at the Chiefs on your Sunday night game. Chiefs are a 4-point favorite. And
have we picked all alike so far?
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah, not Dave. Us. Wow.
That's a Sunday night game?
Again. That is the Sunday night game.
Oh, wait. Did they fire Eberflus this week?
Yeah.
It was. They fired him on Monday, right?
Yeah. First time in the history they've ever fired a coach in season.
Fuck. I forgot about the head coach bump. Oh.
Do it. Don't do that.
Oh. I forgot. No, it's happened every time this year. The only team that didn't win after the head coach bump was the Jets. No, the Saints won after theirs.
Oh no, I know. I said the Saints because the interim coach said that he clogged the toilet, so they're calling them the clogger now.
Yeah, switch mine to the Bears. I'm sorry.
You're going with the Bears. All right, so Timmy, we're no longer all on the same accord here. Ant went on his own with the Bears. I think I started this Chargers Chiefs, and we start with Ant on this one. Do it. Go against them.
I'm gonna.
No, you went to mute. Was that on purpose? No, I lost.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Apparently, this knob actually works. My bad. Give me the Chargers.
She said. I would go with the Chargers. That's a mistake, and it's a mistake. You don't go against this guy because you know why? Because somebody just needs to make a phone call. Make this things happen. I'm
Taylor
going Chiefs.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Timmy.
I am going with the Chargers also.
Boom.
I think it's time for you guys to be put in their place.
We have separated, Timmy, me and you. Dave, we'll wait for yours, and then the unflexible Monday night game.
Don't even ask me.
This is what is this? They're doing what cartoon is this?
Simpsons.
Yeah. Casey wins to close out the Eras tour. I feel like the Eras tour has been going on for like 17 years.
It has.
It's had multiple eras.
Yes. That's why it's called the Eras Tour. She's not going to stop ever.
Never going to stop, huh?
They're going to announce new era legs soon.
Dude, have you ever seen, like, what do you do on your bus all day? I write music. So you're making albums while you're performing albums. Just going to add those albums to the next tour, the next show. And it's just a nonstop fucking circle of Taylor Swift.
That's it. That's the way. That's
since we are called pop culture. Since we all called pop culture pros, any thoughts on Beyonce winning Artist of the Century over Taylor Swift by Billboard?
Timmy, go ahead. Timmy, I'll let you.
She is the most overrated dump truck of a fucking whore I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Beyonce, overrated.
Okay. Like,
overrated.
Wait, time out. You're gonna get us canceled if you're talking about the other ones.
No, let me tell you something. I don't give a shit. She wasn't even the best in what was she in? Destiny's Child. She wasn't the best in the fucking Dreamgirls movie. So why is she the best? No, she's Fugazi. She's overrated.
Fugazi. You're
Wow.
Fugazi.
I'm not quite as harsh on Beyonce as you are, but I think that's a joke that didn't go to Taylor. Taylor Swift is doing things that like Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson didn't do.
Right.
Literally. She's doing things that haven't been done since like the Beatles.
This is the Diddy effect still. That people are afraid to go against like Jay-Z and them right now. They're afraid.
Timmy, Melo said the Beehive's coming after you.
I want it to be noted that
all of them.
That Dave, noted Swiftie, said that.
I'll just put a call to the Swifties. They'll come. They got my back.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah. They should do that. That in a Hell in a Cell. Swifties or War Games. Swifties versus.
Dude, that Dreamgirls movie. That Dreamgirls movie is so close to the truth, and how jealous Beyonce's character was. That Jennifer Hudson's character was so much better than her. That's real life, bitch. That is so real life. Jennifer Hudson has an incredible voice. Blows her away.
Tevudu. Oh, Tevudu. Okay. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I got it.
All right, so this is unflexible because it is the Simpsons game. Do Peyton and Eli have this also? Is this a three-way broadcast?
I'm not sure.
I know it was freaking Browns and Broncos, but I missed Eli and Peyton.
This is a sweep, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Like, this should
the Cowboys might put up 40 against the Bengals defense.
They're home.
But the Bengals are going to put up 50 against that Cowboys defense, so it's all good.
Cowboys don't win at home.
And that's funny
That's
because
true,
at the before the season they had talked about how great the Cowboys have been at home, and now they can't win at home. So this is a sweep. Bengals all the way.
Dave's gonna go Cowboys.
Come on, don't do it, Dave. There's no way he can do that.
Just in case anyone out there is feeling risky, if you want to put a bet on the Bengals to make the playoffs, it's plus 1,300 right now.
Do it.
I'll do it.
Drop a 5 spot.
Yeah.
They're and just to give everyone an idea of how far out they are currently 3.5 games behind the Broncos. They're 4-8. The Broncos are 8-5. That's a lot.
Not a problem.
Not a problem for Batman.
He got himself a tumbler. Now he's gonna roll to the fucking every game with a tumbler now.
Do you know he can't even drive it? It's not street legal. I heard that, and I'm like, that's disgusting. Why would you not make it street legal?
He's gonna drive it. Where's he? He's
Someone
gonna drive it
someone
somewhere.
sent that to me like, oh, it's not street legal. I said, yet.
Dude, he's gonna call the Cincinnati PD and go, "I'm driving the fucking Batmobile to the game." Okay,
Done.
We'll clear the road for you.
Joe Burrow's
Yes.
a god in Cincinnati. No one's pulling him over. What's funny is that everyone in Cincinnati, if they see the Batmobile, they automatically know it's Joe.
No. And Joe's like, I'm gonna hit 200 in this thing. All good. Hey, Joe. Or he could just drive it to the Meadowlands.
He'll accidentally run over
Go
your
into
car.
the Giants locker room, huh?
He'll accidentally run over your car and then just pop the hood and throw money at you and go, "Sorry," and just keep going.
Sorry. Oh, Joe Burrow.
Oh wait, okay. So we got to wrap back around here for locks.
Anthony, who'd you pick it? You said
I picked
you went
the
with
Eagles.
I'm gonna keep it in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I like that one. There's no way they lose to Cleveland twice in the same year.
You son of a bitch.
There it is. I just lost it. Yeah, thanks.
That was gonna be mine. That was going to be mine. God damn it.
There's still a couple good ones out there.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna get freaky this week.
Oh.
Should we get freaky?
Like this.
Should we get freaky this week? No, I'm not getting freaky this week. I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
There you go. That was an easy one.
Going with Buffalo. And then Melo, if you want to chime in with yours. So just in case you missed it, Ant has the Eagles as his lock. I have the Steelers, Bills for Timmy. So Dave, whenever you're ready, take your time. Not Sunday morning though. Don't do it.
Whoa.
All right.
Will Levis, baby.
The Titans.
I'm shocked no one picked the Vikings there. I really thought the Vikings were going to be someone's lock of the week. There's no way that they're losing to Kirk Cousins.
I was close.
I'm going to throw that out there.
That was my second choice.
I almost picked them first, but then that Eagles game was just too tempting.
Yeah. Barkley might go for 240.
They're the second worst rush defense in football, the Panthers?
Yep.
He needs 600 yards to break the rushing record. He might do it this week.
How many did they give up to the Giants?
A fuck 40. Ton.
No.
Doesn't Tracy have like 90 something and the other guy have like 50
against the Panthers? Who knows? In Germany, we
lost
to the Panthers.
I'm not looking back up. I'm not looking it up.
Lost to the Panthers in Germany. Great ever since. All right, those are the picks for the year now. Ed and I are tied now up at the top. I had taken the lead back from him now with a stupid 16-0. Perfect season. Timmy, you're 5 back. Ant, 6 back. And Dave, Melo sits in last place right now, 13 out.
How many back? 13 out. So I have a 7-game lead on Melo.
You certainly do.
That's
130
great.
victories for you, 123 for.
The Giants had 170 something rushing yards against them that week. Oh no, 168. Sorry, I didn't see that -2 there by Malik Neighbors. 168 rushing yards. 67. Sorry, can't count.
All right. Well, I guess
that's a lot.
That is a lot. Melo says Dolphins were his second choice.
Not a bad choice.
One. Now that we got the picks out of the way, I want to just get Timmy's raw reaction to this.
Oh Jesus!
Not Monday Night Raw. And this
is the golden bat.
This is the golden bat. Timmy. Baseball game. Who's the guy in the Yankees lineup you would want up least? Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, down by 3. Least.
I mean, it's easy for me to say the guy I've been bitching about all year for like 3 years. Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber Torres is set to bat, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, Yankees down by 3. Nah, Gleyber Torres is not coming up. Aaron Judge is going up. I don't care where he is in the lineup.
Even though he just struck out.
He batted. He might have just struck out. He's going up again because I can replace one batter in the game with any batter of my choosing.
What?
Yes.
Exactly. The exact appropriate reaction, Tim. Thank you.
I don't understand. Is this a video game?
Exactly.
No, even video games don't allow this.
This sounds like wiffle ball street rules.
This is. I was telling the Mets guys. I was like, this is like Ray Ordonez is up in the bottom of the 9th inning, and you put in Mike Piazza.
Is this like a real thing?
This
Yeah,
is Roger.
Manfred's posting this.
Roger Goodell. I said.
Don't listen. Roger Goodell's not a great commissioner, but don't you dare compare him to Manfred. All right, there's a vast difference.
By the way, Stephen A. Smith said Manfred is doing a really good job of this, and he loves this idea, and so do actually. I was stunned that Mad Dog likes this idea. He's an ultimate baseball purist. Everybody on First Take liked this idea because it would bring more runs and bring all this. And then Stephen A.
This
Smith
is the stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard.
It's worse than the base runner on second base, because I don't mind that so much anymore.
I hate that one too.
I don't like it, but I've grown used to it. Whatever. But to be able to Mike Stanton, yeah, whatever. Mike Stanton just no. Aaron Judge just struck out with the bases loaded. Redo. Yeah, there's one out now, but he gets to be up again.
Yeah, wow. You can replace any hitter in your order once per game. The golden at bat.
Yeah, you get one.
We can't fix blackouts, but we're gonna have a golden at bat added to the game. This guy's a fucking clown. God, I hate this.
That's like New York City street ball. Like you hit the ball, it's like, oh, cheap. That's cheap. I get
yes, exactly.
I get to bat again. Cheap. That's
cheap.
It.
Exactly. Yes.
That's fucking horrible.
So, and Stephen A. then went on to say, and this is another instance where I was like, somebody say this, somebody say, I got to be on there. But he goes on to say that they should do away with the intentional walk. Pitchers should have to pitch to everybody in the lineup. He said, I used to live in South Jersey, and I went to go see Barry Bonds play at Yankee Stadium, and I drove all the way up there. I had to pay $50 for parking, blah, 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 and they walked him. Imagine. So if you want to say that, he said you're taking the bat out of Aaron Judge's hands, Barry Bonds' hands, whoever. But the same can be said about basketball. Intentional fouls. You're taking the shot away from them, and you're forcing them to do it at the free throw line. A little bit different, but you're still taking the control of whatever shot is out of. Bring up Shaq. Shaq was 2 points easy, dunk. You get fouled. Now he's
Isn't that the whole point of a competition? Playing against
strategy.
each other is strategy.
We've taken the bat of his over the years.
Yeah, stupid. That's what you're supposed to do.
Strategy.
Yeah, please get up and hit that ball as far as you can. I don't mind losing. No, you do what you can.
Now here's the question.
What are they going to do if the runner's on base, though? How's that going to work?
So let's. That's what I was going to say. So second and third, and Aaron Judge is coming up. You walk Aaron Judge. Now, can you pinch run for Aaron Judge, and Aaron Judge comes back to the plate?
Juan Soto hits a double, and there's runners on second and third with one out, and you want Juan Soto to hit again. Does Juan Soto leave second base and go back to the batter's box?
Yeah, you throw a pinch runner in there.
This is the fucking Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yes,
where he's playing every position.
I never thought that I would get to the point of being like the grumpy old man when it came to sports, but with baseball, I have 100% become that. What is this fucking stupid ass rule?
Why do they every year they sit in a room together and come up with the dumbest shit?
But the thing is that Manfred's talking about it like, oh, this is the greatest idea of life. Like this is amazing. No.
Jesus.
Listen, Manfred, we've already got to see games being played in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento, or where the hell the A's are playing. Like you're screwing with the game every single. You got this team relocating now. I know the Tampa thing. You got Tampa playing and the Yankees spring training. Everything's a mess. I know that's not his fault, but it's just messy. Next year
is gonna be like, I know where to get the games down to 30 minutes. We're gonna play a whole game in 30 minutes. This is what I got. It's like, what?
3 inning games.
Yeah.
1 out per inning.
Hey, you're complaining that pitchers can't go far? They can go complete game after complete game. 3 innings strong, baby.
Pitchers can go 2 complete games in the same day now.
Yeah, it'll be like back back in the old days. You get 30, 35 starts and you 30 complete games.
We'll play 3 inning games, but we'll play 3 games a day.
Triple headers. Oh my god!
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's so terrible. Like we were laughing about it. So
it's the worst thing I've heard of. It's so bad.
Yeah, bad. The other thing that's going on in baseball right now is the whole Juan Soto thing. Depending on who you listen to, a decision could be made by the end of this week, or it's not. It's not coming anytime soon. So that's your range.
That's
your
not what
range.
I've heard. I've heard he already signed with the Red Sox. I've heard he's already on the Yankees. I've heard he's already on the Mets. I've heard the White Sox came out of nowhere with a shocking deal. I've heard all kinds of crap today.
They said I don't know if we just said it in the chat, but Pittsburgh swooped in and signed him 13 years, 15 million total.
Yeah, okay.
1.1 a year.
The other $1.3 billion is deferred till 2080.
Speaking of, the Dodgers have now hit $1 billion in deferred money.
Did you see that the Dodgers team is officially sponsored by is it, what the fuck is it? What's the buy now pay later program? Is it like Kavana or something like that, or
that's one. There's a few of them out there, but that's hilarious.
But they're the official sponsor of the Dodgers now, and the Dodgers posted a thing like, "Hey, win championships now, pay for them later." I was like, "That's pretty funny." Like, even though I hate it, it's hilarious.
That's what's gonna happen. And I don't know. But the good news in all this is that the Phillies are never even got a meeting with Soto like that. I don't need Soto and Bryce Harper on the same team, please.
You realize that just means they're going to sign Alex Bregman, right?
That's fine. I'd rather that than Soto, but we'll see, because dominoes will start falling.
That's what it is.
Nothing big has happened.
I hate when they're waiting for the big guy to drop because nothing else is going on.
Yeah.
Like
what are you talking about? Frankie Montas signed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with, because I was down on the Severino signing, I was down on the Minaya signing, and they both came through. But it's just $1 billion in deferred money. $1 billion.
And they ran on Soto too, supposedly. Imagine that.
Well, now they're saying they're hoping that he falls to them. That's what
falls. It's not a fucking draft. It's a contract. What are we talking about?
Listen, the guy already has a World Series. He's played on three teams already. Now it's about the money. It's not about anything. I'm sorry, it's not about anything else.
Title.
It's just obvious. So the Mets the Mets are going to come through.
Well, with the Mets and the Yankees, he's got the shot at both of them. I feel the money.
I don't think he has a shot. If stupid Steinbrenner was telling the truth, he ain't paying. What he's gonna want. Especially if the Mets come back with we'll give you $1 more every time. Yeah. We'll give you $1 more every single time. Whatever they bid, I'm gonna give you that $1 more. So
well, now they're saying with the Red Sox, it's that because they've been killed by their fans for losing, Mookie Betts, Bogarts. Did they lose anybody else? Mookie Betts and Bogarts at least. And they've been last place 3 of the last 4 years, and they've got to make the splash. But is that the right place? You've been last place 3 of the last 4 years. Is that the place to splash your money?
I'd rather them get Christian Walker, Max Fried, and 2 other guys and put all that money into Soto. What's his name is serious about not spending this year. All of a sudden the Yankees are poor. All of a sudden.
That's dumb. And then what was I going to say about the Soto thing? If I was not the Red Sox, Yankees, or Mets, but I was the Phillies and all those teams that have money, not necessarily $650 million, but I would sign Walker Buehler, sign this guy. Buehler's going to come on the cheap, really cheap this year, because he had Tommy John and he struggled. but he finished. He pitched well in the World Series. If that's any indication of him coming back to form. But if Philly's not in it, why not start going after the Bregman now and these guys now? Unless it's just a thing where they're just not going to sign, and maybe Bueller wants to go wherever Soto go. I don't know. It's not the NBA.
I can't root for Bregman. I can't.
I know.
I can't do it.
But the Yankees are in on him, right, Bill?
They need a third baseman, so I'm assuming they are.
Yeah.
I'll go Christian Walker any day. I don't care about who's actually better. I can't root for Alex. I can't. I won't do it. But
Walker for first base? Because Rizzo, you're not keeping Rizzo, right?
I hope not.
I don't see any reason. I used to like Rizzo, even though he's a Cub.
He fell off. He fell off last year, big time.
Y'all want to hear something crazy?
Close to here. He's actually from the school that got shot up years ago.
Parkland.
Parkland.
Or not Parkland. It is Parkland.
Yeah.
Parkland.
You guys want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
Average age on an NFL roster is 26 years, 8 months. Average age on a NHL roster is 28 years, 1 month. Average age on an NBA roster is 28 years, 3 months. Average age on an MLB roster is 31 and a half years old.
I thought hockey would be lower.
I didn't think hockey would be. That sounds about right. I'm surprised. I'm surprised the gap between NFL and NBA. I thought NBA would be a little lower.
I'm just saying hockey has 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds out there, like it's nothing.
So does the NBA.
Yeah. No, not the Lakers. The Lakers are here. This is the NBA medium. This is the Lakers here at that age.
Well, they're dragged down by a 40-year-old. So
40-year-old that somehow is still the best player in the team.
Well, there's
stuff to talk. There's stuff to say about that.
There's conversations.
Hey, they are guys. They are the reigning, defending NBA Cup champions.
They don't even get a chance to defend their title. They didn't make the quarterfinals.
Poor guys. All right. And then not only that, but they got whooped up by 43 points tonight in Miami.
How do
they can go make up for it after
points? That's insane.
Team can make up for that after. They're probably making up for it right now in Miami downtown.
How's little Bronny doing in the G League? Not so good.
Got to go to Emily.
Isn't it weird that whole moment of him being in a game at the same time as his dad is like such a forgotten thing? Like no one even cared about it.
Feels like years ago already. And insignificant as could be.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's how insignificant it feels. Like when Ken Griffey Jr. played with his dad, like they played like a lot together. They played almost the whole season together, if I'm not mistaken.
They went back to back
home runs.
They went back to back.
Yeah. I mean, there was actually like it was something to that. And like with this Bronny thing, it was like, yeah, they played together and now Bronny can't be on an NBA roster anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the equivalent of that is to throw up an alley to the dad throws an alley to the son. But I think we all realized what this was force fed going on there. Anybody who thinks otherwise is out they mind, guys. All right. I left baseball up there. Anything else that we want to get to today before we close out? Ed abandoned us today. Yeah. Promises were made, but history was also made. Did Melo see that? Was Melo here at the beginning?
Oh, I don't know if he was.
Melo, if you're still watching, make sure you catch the very beginning of the episode. Go back and watch it after this. History was made.
I like to make records. I like to make things happen.
You see, we made it happen right here, December 4th, 2024.
I don't think Ann was around for my record-setting consecutive show streak.
No,
that's right.
No, the man was a man possessed.
I went on Iron Man. Tim.
I went on every show that was on in a row for like 2 weeks straight.
Yep.
Even if they didn't want me on, I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
I'm here.
I was like, "I'm here."
I'm here.
What's the show about? Chicks? All right, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do the show.
All right, 20 minutes. Let's hit it.
I'm in. That was yeah. No, Timmy set some records here on Pop Culture Pros. All right, let's do a round robin here. I don't think Melo's still here because he didn't give us his. He did give us his lock. Titans.
He did. Yeah, he said Titans.
Am I putting money
was
on
their
that?
second choice.
Am I putting money on this?
What is that one? Let me see it real quick. I'm gonna put it in and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
What do we got? We got Eagles money line,
Steelers,
Titans, Steelers, and who was the other one? Bills,
and
right?
the Bills.
Where's the Steelers game? Why is it not? Why don't? Oh, there it is. So that is at plus 235 odds. Not tremendous odds.
Yeah,
not bad.
Because the Titans and Rams. I'm sorry, Titans Bills 3.5. Eagles the one.
You should throw some money on our locks then. A 4-game.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Done. I just did it.
Done. Look at that.
I just
live
did it.
degenerate gambling. Live on air. All right, so let's do a round robin here. Timmy, what you got here?
I told you guys in the chat today that ESPN is on its way to my building. I'm very excited because I run the elevator that will be taking the ESPN people to their studio, as well as GMA, which means I'm going to get Strahan every day.
Yes.
I'm pumped. The Golden Bat is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Beyonce is an overrated bitch. And
Wow.
I'm tired, so I'm going to go to sleep soon.
It's beep.
Beef. She's an overrated bee.
Ah, you see that?
I like what you did there.
Queen
That's
bee.
why we do this. Oh, you see how it says down there during this broadcast you can support? That means we just hit Facebook. It means we just hit Facebook.
we were on before because I
we were? Okay.
I shared it out on Facebook before.
Okay. All right.
I didn't see it when I looked at it. I didn't see it there.
Yeah. Ant, what you got here?
Gambling's fun. I'm not going to tell you to gamble responsibly because if you don't know how to do that, you're an idiot. South Florida sports. My sports teams all suck right now, so I don't know what to do with myself. Like the Panthers are the only team I have that's any good. And
causing me a lot of traffic out here.
Well, you got to pick a surrogate team like I did with the Lions. You got to pick a surrogate team.
I thought I'd done that when I started rooting for the Predators as like I became, I got my kids into hockey in Nashville, and the Predators are the worst team in hockey right now. The Dolphins suck. I don't claim the Marlins anymore. The Hurricanes choked away a playoff spot. Like all my sports teams suck. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Fantasy sports and gambling is all I have.
Gambling is always going to be here for us. Always. It's always got our back.
We always have wrestling. That never goes away.
Wrestling.
Wrestling never goes
away.
Wrestling.
Dom looked good on Monday, Tim. Did you watch that?
Wrestling.
Dom looked good on Monday. He looked good on Monday.
Held his own in there against. Had the crowd cheering for him.
That wasn't the coming out match I was talking about, but he held his own.
I thought he looked good against one of the better in-ring performers that is in the business.
No, he did.
Dom's gay?
What?
Oh. Tim said he's coming out.
Well, you know what I mean. His coming out party.
I think the run's coming.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. I like the guy. I'm rooting for him.
Where'd my shit go? Speaking of runs, I don't have that. But movies. Sonic 3 is coming out on the 20th. And the advanced screening is going to be a weird time. Letting you all know this now. Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Tuesday the 17th at 5 p.m. What are we doing, people? Why 5 p.m.? It's not like it's school's out. It's not school's out yet. So why are we doing a screening at 5 p.m.? Those you got to do on a Saturday or Sunday. I feel. And then you got stuff coming up for Night Bitch. Which have you guys seen the trailer for Night Bitch?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I've heard of the movie.
So weird. Feels so weird.
That's what I say to Beyonce every night. Night Bitch.
Well, what's her name? She's in the movie, and she's a mom that's going out of control. That she's turning into a dog. What's happening?
Amy Adams turns into a dog.
Amy Adams like she said. She feels like she's turning into a dog with all the stuff that's going on. She turns into a dog at night.
Doesn't this feel like a Saturday Night Live parody or like a Simpsons parody? Night bitch.
We're getting trolled here, do we?
I hope so.
Getting trolled.
Especially if A.B. Adams is doing it. Makes it even better.
Y2K is coming out. That's when we got that December. December. Oh, that's in Seattle. Important. That's the next week. More September 5th. The movie September 5th that got delayed from December till January. We've got that one coming up in Miami, but then the rest of them are gonna stream out more towards the beginning of January. But that's it. To the end of the year, screening contests are starting to dwindle down a little bit, and then we'll hit January. And we'll have all these bad horror movies that come out in January for us all to consume.
And Craven the Hunter.
Craven. So that does it for us this week. This was 109, week 14 coming up, fellas. Season's almost over.
It's depressing.
I don't want to say stuff like I don't want to end it on that note, but
it always goes by so fast.
We talk about it every single year. We say we wait. It gets here, and then boom, it's done. Especially when we suck. Our teams suck. All right, peace out, everybody, and we'll keep you updated on everything that's going on in the Facebook group. Peace out, everybody.
Did you just do the boom? Just do the boom.
Go ahead.